Coach Roland Riddle, assisted by Chris Burdick, Tyler Burrell, Ryan Sullivan, and Kevin Durr, Matt Henry, and manager Adam Getty. The Spartans entered today's game with a record of 5-4. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA, the University of Tampa, and Embry College all promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Using obscene gestures, profanity, racial, sexist, or unduly provocative language or action toward officials, opponents, spectators, or administrators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the premises. The use of artificial noisemakers and alcohol products are not permitted. The University of Tampa is a smoke-free and tobacco-free campus. No smoking is permitted. Pets and support animals are not permitted with the exception of service animals. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the game.
Good afternoon from the Moley Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa campus. This afternoon, the Tampa Spartans play host to the Embry Riddle Eagles. I'm Bruce Wozniak here to call the action for you between 5-4 UT and 8-3 Embry Riddle. An impressive second season for this men's lacrosse program from the school in the Daytona Beach area. The second all-time meeting between the two teams, almost 1 year to the day. Last March 29th, 2018, UT winning at Embry Riddle by a score of 18-4. And so the teams meeting for the first time here in West Central Florida. As you see, Embry Riddle with the game's opening possession, wearing their royal blue uniforms with white trim. UT in this first quarter going right to left, wearing white uniforms with red helmets. And a game time temperature of 72 degrees as play is underway here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And the Eagles looking to draw first blood here. They are coming off a tough 13-12 loss at home to Palm Beach Atlantic 1 week ago today, last Saturday up in Daytona Beach. And that snapped a 4-game winning streak for Embry Riddle. As you see, it turned over, and the Spartans will get their first possession of the game. Spartans, on the other hand, come in on a 2-game winning streak. They outscored the opposition 36-17 in those two victories. And crossing midfield now, that's Gavin Perry. His pass over for Jake Mosher McGraw. Matt Vetter with it now. Matt Vetter, another solid season here for the Spartans. And there's a shot from Brian Wright. And the Spartans still in possession. Vetter over for Andrew Q. Q, the leading goal, assist, and point getter for the Spartans in 2019, comes in, takes a shot, scores! Andrew Q with his 26th goal of the season, 2 minutes, 18 seconds into the game.
42, Andrew Q.
And I was starting to mention Matt Vetter. He is all over the Tampa point leaders as well. He's 4th in goals, 2nd in assists, and 3rd in points. The Spartans with a 1-goal lead here, as Ross Dickerson, who has been the workhorse in the faceoff circle, goes out and wins that draw. You will see him take the absolute lion's share of the faceoffs for the Spartans. As UT in possession here again, Jake Mosher McGraw with it. And sends a pass for Brian Wright to Vetter. Back up top with Brian Wright. And now Vetter looking for something, nothing there, sends it back up top, and now he'll get it right back. They try the other side. Q, a pass in the middle, Vetter, and a save made there. And covering up the rebound, the goaltender, Lucas Frazier. And you've heard me call the name of Brian Wright. It's good to see him finally back in the lineup. He has played in just 3 of the Spartans' 9 games in 2019. So the Eagles going to work here, down 1-0, and that's Gavin Madden. Madden sends a pass in behind the net. Back there is Jared Kane, and this one is going to be turned over. Embry Riddle coming up empty, that time down the field as Andrew Cube puts it back into play for UT on the far side of the field. And the Spartans will make a few personnel changes as out comes Kansai Gary as well as Shane Hanlon. And that's Gary with it now. Passes inside to Hanlon. Hanlon's going to bring it back out. Up top for Gary. For Chris Cox, and back up top once again. A pass in behind the Eagles net, and back here on the near side to Chris Cox. Cox looks like he wants to go one-on-one. Pass in the slot and dropped. And Colin White wasn't sure where it was, and it's turned over as Embry Riddle now in transition, and that one's lost, and a ground ball. Looked like it was going to be picked up by Kansai Gary. Eventually it is recovered by UT as Luke Robidoux comes out with it and sends a pass ahead. Chris Cox crosses midfield. Cox puts on the brakes and flips that one to Kansai Gary. UT drawing first blood on an Andrew Q goal. Takes another shot, scores! Make that 2 Andrew Q goals. And Andrew Q also, as I was saying about Brian Wright, Andrew Q missed a couple games, literally a couple, missed 2 of the team's first 9 games. Andrew Q in Tampa's last game, a 19-6 victory over Colorado Mesa University. Wow, 6 goals and 1 assist. And here he is with 2 in the game's first 5.5 minutes this afternoon. The Spartans in control of another face-off. And Chris Cox with the assist on that second UT goal. And with it now, Jake Moshe McGraw. And over for Brian Wright. To the near side, that's Matt Vetter. Vetter looking in the slot, nobody there. He's going to keep it himself. Vetter scores!
The Spartan goal scored by number 2, Matt Vetter.
Matt Vetter with his 14th goal of the season, that one unassisted. We're 6 minutes and 1 second into this first quarter, and the Spartans have a 3-0 lead. And it looks like a timeout is being called. I would imagine that Spencer Wims, the head coach of Embry Riddle, likely the one calling that timeout. Courtyard by Marriott, located at 3805 West Cypress in Tampa, is the official host hotel of the Spartans. When you visit, be sure to ask for the UT rate for huge savings. Courtyard by Marriott, simply refreshing.
Spartan fans, Kevin Callahan speaking as part of the game. If the team score over 24 combined.
The Spartans are in Game 3 of a 4-game homestand. I mentioned their 2 previous victories coming into today. They've actually won 3 of their last 4. This homestand started a week ago today with a 17-11 victory over Westminster, coming all the way across the country from Utah. And then this past Wednesday night, a 19-6 win over Colorado Mesa. They'll wrap up this homestand on Wednesday night at 7:30 against Florida Tech. It should be noted that that game will be played in the Pepin Stadium. So if you are in the viewing area and do intend to come out and support the team on Wednesday night, do note that that game will not be here in the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex. It will be over at Pepin Stadium, just around the corner, so to speak. Playback underway, and as you see, Tampa in control once again. Over on the far side is Andrew Q, as they work it back to him. Q waiting as the Spartans were making some changes. And out now steps Chris Cox and receives the pass from Kansai Gary. Hanlon up top to Cox. To Gary once again. And over here now with Hanlon. As the Spartans getting their offense on track early here. Andrew Q looking for some more. He's taken all the way back down behind the net and sends a pass over for Kilkowski. Up top, Hanlon to Chris Cox, looking to go one-on-one. And strong defense there applied. And a shot hit the goalpost. Charles Pollock playing some strong defense for the Eagles. UT with a chance, they score! Chris Cox, a very persistent possession for UT there, and the hard work pays off as they are now up 4-0. That goal coming at the 7:15 mark of the first quarter, and Andrew Q picking up the assist. So Q now has a hand in 3 of the Spartans' first 4 goals. Pizza Hut is a proud supporter of UT Athletics. Call Pizza Hut today at 813-251-3399 to get your pizza delivered right to your doorstep. A ground ball there, a bunch of them battle for it, and I believe a push called against Embry Riddle. So the Spartans now with yet another opportunity. As Q waiting for the reinforcements that have just come on, Jake Mosher McGraw. And now out steps Brian Wright. Brian Wright with that speed and takes it all the way down to the goal line extended, a pass behind the net. Kilkowski trying to work his way out front. And behind the net, Kilkowski now out in front. His shot is going to go wide. And Andrew Q has it on the far side. Q working there. And Vetter wanted to shoot. Comes in even closer, sends a pass behind the net to Kilkowski. Kilkowski back and forth against defender Kyle Eppel. And now Brian Wright with a little juke step. Sends a pass down. Vetter gets past a couple defenders, and they're going to call it against the Spartans. So no goal there, as the ball will go back the other way. Embry Riddle starting their way out of their own end. And that's Michael Forte. Play it back to the goaltender Frazier. Frazier surveying his options. And now finally connects with Gavin Madden. Madden, checked there by Hunter Van Horn. Now being chased into the corner, Jared Kane. And the Eagles reset back up top, Kyle Dalrymple. Dalrymple, one of the names to listen for this afternoon. He's second in goals and third in points on the Eagles. This is Mitchell Cody. Pass now and once again into the corner. Working his way out in front, and a shot going out of play, Dalrymple. And possession will remain with Embry Riddle as we're down to 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. That's Coleman Jacobs on the far side of the field, their leading goal scorer and point getter, number 64. A freshman from Orchard Park, New York, Western New York area. Just outside of Buffalo, where the Bills play their football games. Meanwhile, the Spartans going back to work, and a long shot there goes out of play. Possession remains with the Spartans. Going off the field, Dylan Carter, who had taken that shot. And the Spartans put it back in. And up top with it now, Kansai Gary. Leaves it for Shane Hanlon to Chris Cox. And back to Gary once again to Cox. And now Andrew Q with it. Q looking to go one-on-one against the defender. It's Ian Hegblood. And Cox calling for it, gets it, and couldn't get the shot away in time as the defender closed to prevent that. And now Gary wants a long shot, does, and scores! Kansai Gary makes it 5-0 with 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. And for Gary, that's his 9th goal of the season. Shane Hanlon with the assist. We're over 11 minutes into the game, and Embry Riddle does not have a shot on goal. They have had one shot attempt, which was off goal. So not much work for B.J. Borowski to this point. The sophomore goalkeeper for UT from Frederick County, Maryland. As his teammates working once again in the offensive end. That's Brian Wright taking it behind the Eagles' net, slowly around the cage. Sends it to Q and to Moshe McGraw now. Jake Moshe McGraw, 15 goals on the season. That's third on the team. And there's a shot coming from Matt Vetter. And I believe that was deflected by the defender, Charles Pollock. The Spartans put it back in. Andrew Q on the move. Q backs off a check. Connects with a pass to Moshe McGraw. Back to Q again. Pass in the middle. Brian Wright, a quick shot. Goes out of play. Possession remains with the Spartans, although the shot clock is down to 11 seconds. Kilkowski to Vetter. And Q takes a shot, and that one goes out of play. Just 4 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll have to work quickly here as Kilkowski puts it back in. A pass and a long shot coming from Moshe McGraw. A stop made there by Lucas Frazier, although the official had blown the whistle for the shot clock. So Embry Riddle starts back again. A little bit of trouble there crossing midfield. Charles Pollock. And now his pass up ahead. Connects with Jared Kane, who sends it back. And Coleman Jacobs sending it all the way up top to Kyle Dalrymple. And some fresh legs coming out on the field for the Eagles. This is the first Sunshine State Conference game of 2019 for UT. Embry Riddle has already played one game within the conference, losing it. And they have the ball on the far side of the field with 1:45 to go here in the first quarter, trailing 5-0. And there's a ground ball. Two of them chase it. And attempting to get it for the Eagles unsuccessfully was Gavin Madden. And so the Spartans take over offensively once again. They have it down behind the Embry-Riddle net. Kilkowski sends his pass over for Colin White to Q. And now back up top. Now on the far side, and they'll send it down behind the net. Up top once again. And that's Brett Beto to Luke Curran. And Q with it. Curran to Kilkowski. And quickly they move it around the perimeter. Game clock down to 37 seconds. And that one's picked up and taken behind the net by Colin White. Andrew Q with it. Q, 22 seconds now, and they score! Worked an awful lot of the clock, and the shot clock was into single digits. Kilkowski makes it count with his 13th goal of the year, and Andrew Q getting the assist. So it's 6-0 with exactly 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Now the draw at midfield, and won cleanly by Dickerson. Sends a pass over for Andrew Q. 10 seconds left. Let's see if the Spartans can get a final shot off. 7 seconds. Q's going to take it, and looking behind him was the goaltender Lucas Frazier as time runs out on a dominant first quarter as UT outscores Embry-Riddle 6-0, and the shots on goal in the first quarter were 10-0 in favor of UT. And so the 2-minute quarter break. Fans, are you thirsty? Grab a Pepsi. Pepsi has been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for over 100 years. 4 of the 6 goals in that first quarter, Andrew Q had a hand in. 2 goals and 2 assists for him in the opening 15 minutes. The other 4 UT goals were scored by Kilkowski, Vetter, Gary, and Cox. And as I mentioned, no work for B.J. Borowski in the opening 15 minutes. Embry-Riddle finished the quarter with just 1 shot, and it was off goal. And so head coach Rory Whipple has to feel good about his team's start here this afternoon. As I mentioned, in their first Sunshine State Conference game of 2019. And the teams, of course, will switch ends here to start this second quarter of play. In the meantime, did you know that our team has its own official orthopedic physicians? Let's give a big shout out to Dr. Seth Gasser and the Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team for keeping our players safe and providing athletic training services and medical care to UT student athletes. And the Spartans won 6 of the 7 faceoffs in that first quarter. And now play underway as Dickerson wins another one. Keeps it himself, crosses the Eagles line. And now up top, Spartans on the move quickly here as the second quarter begins. Hit the goalpost, or the crossbar rather. That shot from Colin White. And now the Eagles cross midfield. There's a pass that misses, and taken over by Matt Vetter for UT. Andrew Q up ahead now. Q over for White. Back to Q again. And a nice pass. Kilkowski with a nice move. Takes a shot, and that one goes wide and out of play. And possession remains with UT. Kilkowski will put it back into play. Harry Kilkowski, a freshman from Summit, New Jersey, having a good first season for the Spartans, picking up his 13th goal in the first quarter. 17 points so far in the 2019 season. As you see, Embry Riddle working it out of their own end. There's a pass that misses, and then picking it back up for Embry Riddle was Mitchell Cody. And up top now for Dalrymple. Hal Dalrymple wants to go one-on-one against Brian Wright. Sends a pass over instead for Cody. And now he gives it to Connor Bullock. Bullock being watched by Matt Vetter as they'll try the other side of the field. Dalrymple looking to go one-on-one. Brian Wright stands him up. And now coming over to help out defensively, Jack Tyrell. The Eagles looking for a sustained possession finally, and wanting to shoot there, Coleman Jacobs, as they work a pass to Dalrymple, and now it's in behind the net. And the Spartans, by the way, have changed goaltenders, as Brian Karn is now in the net. And we've seen a lot of games this season where Rory Whipple has used both B.J. Borowski and Brian Karn, and we're seeing that again here this afternoon as Karn sends a pass over. And now the Spartans have it in the Embry Riddle into the field, and behind their net, that's Colin White. Now Q on the near side. Up top to Chris Cox. Cox leaves it for Kansai Gary and sends it over on the near side to Shane Hanlon. Back to Gary and over to Cox once again. Cox straddles the line. Pass inside Q. Down low to White, back to Q. And he'll reset up top as Cox sends it over for Gary to Kilkowski. Keeping it up high, and now they send a pass down low to Colin White. Andrew Q looking for a little room, and 1.5 defenders on him, you might as well say. Q pulls that one down, sends a pass over. Oh, Chris Cox was waiting for the quick stick and couldn't quite connect. As play goes back the other way. And now here's a big opportunity, the Eagles, and that one was deflected. A shot taken by Michael Forte. And just like that, the Spartans take back over. They send it up ahead to Chris Cox across the Eagles line. A pass right in front, scores! Colin White was left wide open. And he puts that one in behind Lucas Frazier for now a 7-0 UT lead. 4 minutes, 11 seconds into the second quarter. Offering business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities, visit Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crown Plaza, the place to meet. And they battle for that face-off. And I was going to say, it looks like it's finally picked up by Ross Dickerson. It was actually Hunter Van Horn, but either way, there's a very quick opportunity that goes out of play. The Spartans put it back in on the far side of the field. And up top, Luke Curran. And with it now is Daniel Barrow. Daniel Barrow, a junior from Rochester, New York. His pass over for Curran. Up to Barrow again. And now a pass over for Q. And possession remains with the Spartans. They say it went off the stick of an Eagles player. And now White whips it behind the net over for Kilkowski, and Curran sends it up top. This is Brett Beto. His pass, and Colin White juggled it. It's turned over. The Eagles play it back to their goaltender, and Frazier brings it all the way up to his own line. Sends a pass over for Ryan Manning, and now here on the run, that's Michael Forte, and connects up ahead with Jacobs. Leaves it now for Dalrymple. 7-0 UT in the lead. They've scored on 7 of 12 shots. And now the Eagles trying to get something going here, as they have dug themselves quite a hole here in the Sunshine State Conference matchup. And there's a pass that misses Jacobs, rolls out to midfield. And they'll call that one against the Eagles. And the Spartans go back to work offensively and score. Just like that. And the Spartans really making Embry Riddle pay here this afternoon. Ronnie Scholl gets the goal, and Andrew Q with yet another point as he picks up the assist. It comes 6 minutes and 22 seconds into the second quarter. An 8-0 lead now. And that one's kicked at. And the Eagles win that draw. That was Mark Urso. And let's see how they do with this offensive possession, as it's up high now with Dalrymple. Mitchell Cody sends a pass over. It's Connor Bullock. Bullock to Coleman Jacobs. Pass over to the other side. And now a pass right in the middle, doesn't connect. A ground ball picked up by the Spartans. And it's turned over, and quickly going back the other way, that's Gavin Perry on the far side of the field. Perry looking for some room, gives it to Q. And they score. The Spartans putting on a clinic here, as they're coming at will here. And a long afternoon in goal for Lucas Frazier, as Andrew Q completes the hat trick. Andrew Q now has 3 goals and 3 assists, a 9-0 lead, and still half of the second quarter still to go. At midfield now, battling on that face-off. For the Spartans, by the way, that was Devin Hess, giving Russ Dickerson a break. And the Spartans going back to work offensively again. Hunter Van Horn scores! Fast and furious as Hunter Van Horn runs that one down and beats Lucas Frazier for what is now a 10-0 UT lead. And that goal is unassisted for Hunter Van Horn, his second goal of the season. And the officials talking with the 2 face-off participants, Devin Hess for UT and Mark Urso for Embry Riddle. And now here is that face-off. And pulled out by the Spartans. Good work there by Devin Hess as he's taken down to the field. Devin Hess goes down again. And picked up by UT going back the other way. And we have a flag thrown as Dylan Carter takes it down for UT. Carter in the middle. And that one misses. And Kilkowski chases it down. The official blows the whistle. And we're going to get the first penalty of the game, as a flag was thrown on the other side of midfield. So a 30-second interference call against Charles Pollock of Embry Riddle. So UT now with its first power play of the game. They lead 10-0, 7:02 to go here in the second quarter. And that's Colin White. Moshe McGraw now behind the net. Brian Wright on the far side. Vetter up top. White over here again to Moshe McGraw. To Brian Wright again. Kilkowski now. Moshe McGraw is going to send it up top. Colin White the other side to Vetter. Vetter back in the middle of White, and a save made there by Lucas Frazier. And the penalty is going to expire now. And the Spartans score regardless. So they didn't even need the man advantage as the penalty expires. And the Spartans score to make it 11-0. Andrew Q with his 4th goal of the game. Kilkowski gets the assist. And for Andrew Q, he's now up to 29 goals on the season. And a whistle there in the face-off circle. So Embry Riddle taking possession. And they have it on the far side of the field now up top. It's Mitchell Cody. This pass over for Connor Bullock, who stumbled. Sends it back to Cody. Cody going one-on-one here. And hustling back there, Casey Platanik. And now 2 flags thrown. So we're going to get at least 1 penalty, perhaps 2. And it's coming with 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. The official chariot of the Spartans is Mart's First Class Coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online to martsfirst.com. That's Mart's with a Z, M-A-R-T-Z, martsfirst.com.
Spartan penalties to number 23, Luke Robidoux. 1 minute for slashing, 30 seconds for his pushing.
The Spartans, 2 penalties called against Luke Robidoux. 30 seconds for pushing and 1 minute for slashing. So UT will play a man down for 90 seconds if they can keep Embry Riddle off the board. The Eagles do, by the way, finally have a couple of shots on goal, exactly 2. Brian Karn obviously stopping both of those. As the Spartans doing a nice job here, you see killing off these penalties to Robidoux. There's 35 seconds left in his penalties. We're down to 4:45 to go here in the first half. And with it up top, it's Jake Moshe McGraw, and obviously in no hurry as he watches the time tick down. And actually looks over to his sideline for some instructions from the coaches. And down to now just 10 seconds in the Robidoux penalties. So UT, it's safe to say, is going to be successful in killing off this 90-second man down. As they are back at full strength, they put Chris Cox on the field, and he streaks in, sends a pass down low to Brian Wright. Wright sends a pass over. On the far side, that's Vetter. Moshe McGraw. Cox to Andrew Q. Right in front, Colin White. And where is it? The officials blow the whistle. I believe it's going to be a crease violation, perhaps. Well, no, it looks like possession will be awarded to UT. And Matt Vetter will put it into play on the far side of the field. A reminder, by the way, that at halftime, the audio portion of our broadcast will go silent. You will still see video. Do not adjust your viewing device. Just set a timer at that point for 10 minutes to be back in time for the call of the third quarter. Andrew Q with it. Over for Cox. To Vetter. Brian Wright scores! The quick release by Brian Wright. And the Spartans continue to pour it on here. They now lead 12-0 with 3:28 to go here in the second quarter. Matt Vetter picking up the assist. And for Brian Wright, that is his 4th goal of the season. And now on the face-off, they continue to battle there for it. It's Devin Hess once again for UT, and the Spartans come out of the pack with it as Joe Carey has it on the far side of the field. His pass connects with Wright. Wright takes it into the far corner, a pass behind the net to Colin White, and on the near side to Q. Andrew Q up top. It's Jack Baldwin. Ty Oler King. Wright whips it around the other way, and Baldwin shoots, scores! Jack Baldwin getting his first goal.
Number 7, Jack Baldwin.
His second game of the season and his first goal of 2019. And it's unassisted as the Spartans getting contributions from all throughout the lineup. Of course, led by Andrew Hughes, 4 goals and 3 assists. There's a shot by the Eagles that goes wide and out of play. And now Embry Riddle putting it back in. Kyle Dalrymple being watched there and goes all the way behind the UT net. Pass is dropped and now picked right back up by Mitchell Cody. Over for Bullock. Bullock in the corner now. It's Jared Kane. Christian Borodiak watching him. And now they switch defensively and flags thrown. We're going to get another penalty against UT. And the Eagles looking to get a shot, and they do. It's going to go out of play. Coleman Jacobs. And this will come with 1:47 to go in the first half as the official heads over to the scorers table. And we'll wait for the call here against the Spartans. So the Spartans go a man down again. As the call is against Jack Tyrell, 1 minute for slashing. UT, we saw just a few minutes ago, was successful in killing off a combined 90 seconds in penalties called against Luke Robidoux. And there's a pass that had to be chased down. Mitchell Cody picks it up, sends it to the near side, and now behind the UT net. Back for Madden. Madden gets it right back. Behind the net, out in front, and they chase down the ground ball. That will be picked up by Embry Riddle. We are down to 65 seconds in the second quarter. And the Eagles, with just 10 seconds left now on their power play, and there's an attempt in front. They score. So it took until 53.9 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And the Eagles finally get on the board as Mitchell Cody scores an unassisted goal, making the score 13-1. So we'll have this face-off and whistles. As now the Spartans put it in. And here's Andrew Q with it. Jack Baldwin, who we saw get the goal, playing catch there with Ty Olderking. And now on the far side, it's Evan Killen. Back for Olderking. Stops, now crosses the Eagles line. Passed into the corner to Colin White. Brian Wright behind the net now. Wright just below the scoreboard. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. And Baldwin backs up now, starts his move. 7 seconds left. Pass in the corner. Q out in front and couldn't connect. And let's see if they can get a final shot off. And nothing doing there as the horn goes to end the second quarter. And what an offensive display by UT in the first half. They go into the locker room with a 13-1 lead. We'll be back in 10 minutes to recap the scoring and bring you the call of the second half.
Scarlets. Folks, let's give it up for the Scarlets. Let's give a warm welcome to the UT Spanish dance team. Let's give it up for the UT Spanish dance team.
Welcome back to the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa campus. Getting ready to start the second half of play here, and the Spartans with a big 13-1 lead over the visiting Embry Riddle Eagles. In the first half, shots on goal were 20-3 in favor of the Spartans. UT winning 12 of the 16 faceoffs. And going the distance in goal for the visitors, Embry Riddle, Lucas Frazier. Goaltending was split for UT in the first half between B.J. Borowski, the starter, and Brian Karn. Karn credited with 2 saves. Leading the way offensively for the Spartans, Andrew Q, 4 goals and 3 assists. And And wow, 9 other players with 1 goal each. Cox, Scholl, Gary, Baldwin, Horn, Wright, Vetter, Kilkowski, and White. The only Embry Riddle goal came off the stick of Mitchell Cody. As play is back underway. And we have an injured Embry Riddle player down on the field. The Barnes & Noble bookstore has all your needs in one spot. Stop by and grab the latest UT gear, snacks on the run, as well as thousands of accessories for everyday needs. Open Monday through Saturday, located on the first floor of the Vaughn Center, or shop online at utampa.bncollege.com. And limping off the field, Michael Forte for Embry Riddle. And play resumes as the Spartans put it back in play. And now on the near side, Vetter sends it behind the net. Q up top to Brian Wright. Vetter. Moshe McGraw over to Q. And now a shot coming in. A save made there by Lucas Frazier. And so Embry Riddle starts out of their own end. Ryan Manning on the far side of the field. His pass up ahead. And losing the handle, Charles Pollock, as it's turned over, and Moshe McGraw heads back the other way for UT. That pass misses. And the Eagles come out of the pack with it. Back they come. And wide open up ahead, Jacob Nielsen. Quick passing by the Eagles in front, and they score. Gage Poindexter, as the Eagles were opportunistic there and very quick with their passing.
Also by number 23, Gage Poindexter, assisted by number 8, Jared Kane.
The assist goes to Jared Kane. And for Poindexter, that is his 5th goal of the season. And now we have the face-off. And another new face in the face-off circle for UT, as that was Joe Caputo. Ross Dickerson and Devin Hess had done all the face-off duties to this point in this game. And now a ground ball. And finally Jack Tyrell coming away with it for UT, but it's turned over as Zachary Bodek got the handle for Embry Riddle, and they turn it over just like that. And the ball right back to UT. And now the Spartans make more changes. That's Ronnie Scholl. Gives it to Kansai Gary. And up ahead to Q as UT still making changes. Kilkowski up top to Cox. And it's in behind the net. Cox calling for it on the near side. Gets it. His pass up top. And wanting to shoot was Shane Hanlon. But instead they work it in front and score! Colin White gets the goal, and the Spartans respond right away to the Embry Riddle goal as Colin White gets his 2nd goal of the game. And now UT seemed as though they're going to control the face-off, and it rolls loose. As you saw Devin Hess take a dive there, but the Eagles come out of the pack with it. And now both teams making changes as Coleman Jacobs has it on the far side of the field. I had mentioned Jacobs came into today's game as their leading goal scorer and point getter with 28 and 38 respectively. And to the dismay of Eagles fans, he has yet to get on the score sheet. Although with the exception of Gage Poindexter and Mitchell Cody, not to mention an assist from Jared Kane, the overwhelming majority of the Eagles have failed to get on the score sheet this afternoon. 14-2, Spartans in the lead. We are just over 3 minutes into the third quarter. This first Sunshine State Conference game of the season for the Spartans. As I mentioned earlier, Embry Riddle coming into today's game 0-1 in SSC play. And a Embry Riddle team that had won 4 in a row before losing a 1-goal decision a week ago today. And on the wrong side of a very lopsided game this afternoon here in Tampa, as Curran makes his way behind the Eagles' net. Curran pops out the other side, shoots and scores! A great single effort by Luke Curran, and make that 15-2 now, as the Spartans get yet another goal scorer. And we'll take a moment here to tell you about Walter's Press Box on Southdale Mabry, Tampa's original sports emporium and eatery, serving for over 20 years. The Press Box is Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game. The Press Box located at 222 Southdale Mabry. And you see Devin Hess back in the face-off circle there again for UT as it rolls across the line, and now out towards midfield as a couple of them chase it down, and it's kicked at, still loose, and some sticks get up on the far side of the field as the Spartans manage to come out of the pack with possession. Andrew Q has it on the far side of the field. Waiting now, Colin White, as the Spartans make some changes. Evan Killen with it now for Jack Baldwin. Looking back at Killen, and now sends it over to him. Takes it down the far side, and a pass back out for Q. Andrew Q shoots and scores! Made that one look easy, and picks up his 5th goal of the game. And by the way, the Spartans have changed goaltenders again, as Anthony Caruso is now in goal. And his teammates firmly in the lead here, score up to 16-2.
Spartan goal scored by number 42, Andrew Q. The goal, an assist.
And Andrew Q has now hit the 30-goal plateau for this season. As you see, Joe Caputo had taken that face off the Spartans. Have it down in the Embry Riddle end on the far side. That's Colin White. And now up top with it, Nicholas Ianu. As head coach Rory Whipple giving many of his players an opportunity to see the field today, many of whom otherwise are not in the normal rotation. And Ianu being one of them as he has it now. And takes in, shoots, and scores. Nicholas Ianu, a freshman from Lutherville, Maryland. An unassisted goal as he makes it 17-2. And this is just his second game of the season, so that is his first goal in a Spartans uniform. And we'll pause now for a word from Embassy Suites. Okay. Play carries on here as Dylan Carter goes down and scores. Dylan Carter, wow. And his patience paid off as Dylan Carter puts that one in the net. And the Spartans increase their lead to 18-2. And now we'll step aside for Embassy Suites.
Whoever said that less is more or less mathematically challenged. Less isn't more, it's less. And the only thing more than more is a lot more, which is exactly what I get at Embassy Suites. More space. More downtime. More family time. More me time. More me time. More me time. Because the more and more I have, the more I have to have more.
And the Spartans quickly back to work as it goes out of play in behind the Embry Riddle net. And Embry Riddle has finally changed goaltenders. Angelo Hansen now between the pipes for the Eagles as they find themselves down by 16 goals. And still a lot of lacrosse left to play here this afternoon. 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Kyle Dalrymple has to take it all the way behind the UT net as the defense gave him nothing. Now Coleman Jacobs tries to put his shoulder down, shoots and scores. So Jacobs finally gets on the score sheet, picking up his 29th goal of the season. And that makes the score 18-3. An unassisted goal. And now we'll see Joe Caputo for UT go out for the faceoff against Mark Urso. And what an afternoon this has been, especially for the maybe 72 degrees or 71. It's now up to 77. A few umbrellas up in the crowd actually to block out the sun. As Embry Riddle in possession now. It's Connor Bullock. And now they send it behind the net and over the other side as it was knocked out of play by Max Druitt. So the possession remains with Embry Riddle. Jacobs puts it back in. It took him until well into the third quarter to finally get on the score sheet. As Coleman Jacobs now has 39 points on the season for the visitors. And now in front they score again. Mitchell Cody sends that one behind Anthony Caruso. And the UT lead is now 18-4. 7:07 left here in the third quarter. Your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer is Mastro Subaru, located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. Customers can view their huge Subaru inventory as well as receive full service maintenance on vehicles. As a Spartan sponsor, watch for Mastro's UT staff and student service specials. At Mastro Subaru, their slogan is "Our reputation rides with you." Play underway here on the near side as the Spartans have given up 3 goals in this quarter after having shut out the Eagles in the first quarter and then allowed only 1 in the second quarter. The line score for UT, if you will, 6, 7, and so far 5 here in this third quarter, as there's a pass that didn't connect. And do they get it up ahead? No. UT able to hold on. As in comes Garrett Nemitz. Nemitz holding on, looking behind the net, and finally sends a pass down there to Christopher Ciesla. And now over for Max Lambert. Out in front, and a stop made there by Angelo Hansen. And now Embry Riddle trying to get across midfield. Little move put on there by Michael Forte, but not in time. And so back quickly come the Spartans. Lambert, nice pass across, and holding it down there, Ciesla. And back over here to Lambert once again. Max Lambert as UT makes more changes. And with it now is Ianu. Now this sends it over to the other side. Garrett Nemitz. Nemitz has a step on his check and opts to pass behind the net. And now with a little bit of room to work, back there with Ciesla. And the ball is lost as it looks like Ianu wanted to shoot, but it popped free and the Eagles head back the other way. Kyle Eppel up ahead to Hegblad. And there's Jacobs. Jacobs, some strong defense being applied there by Max Druitt as it goes out of play with 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. Kyle Dalrymple right in front of the UT sideline. Dalrymple has a nice switch made. They score. So the Spartans with a nice job defensively, but ends up leaving Gage Poindexter wide open, and he gets his second goal of the game to make the score now 18-5 with 4:27 left here in the third quarter. I mentioned before that UT will remain home to close out this 4-game homestand. If you're in the West Central Florida area, come on out on Wednesday night. That's March 27 for a 7:30 face-off against Florida Tech. Be reminded, however, that game will be played around the corner, so to speak, over in Pepin Stadium. And now on the face-off, a loose ball picked up by the Spartans. Now UT will look to answer back a goal by Embry Riddle, as this has been the highest scoring quarter of the game so far. Combined 9 goals between the two teams with still 4 minutes left to play here in the third. Up top with it now, Brett Vito. And this is Daniel Barrow Barrow, pass in front, they score! Max Lambert. And now they're waving it off and saying no goal. And so Embry Riddle works and gets it across midfield this time, as it's Mitchell Cody. Cody sends a pass behind the UT net. Back there is Jared Kane. Kane, his pass over. And they'll work it back up top once again to Dalrymple. Dalrymple keeps it himself. Cuts towards the middle, a pass, and doesn't convert. Intended for Poindexter. And so the Spartans get a takeaway, and back they come. On the run, being chased. That's Austin Shepard, scores! A great effort there by Austin Shepard. He was being chased the whole way and is able to get it behind Angelo Hansen for a 19-5 Spartan lead. Comes with 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. And a very, very balanced scoring attack for UT here this afternoon. Spartans in possession once again. They make their final personnel change. In the meantime, starting to make his move now on the far side. That's Evan Killen. Pass behind the net. And now it's sent over to Olerking. Olerking stumbled a bit, still has it, takes a shot, it goes wide and out of play. Ty Olerking, 6'3", 220 pounds. And it's loose behind the net, picked up by Kevin McParlin. McParlin gets a pick there from Ciesla. And the whistle as it's turned over. Embry Riddle starting out of their own end. 1 minute 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Spartans in a 19-5 lead here against Embry Riddle Aeronautical University from up in Daytona Beach. This is Gavin Madden with it. Madden to Nick Marshall, and now calling for it and getting it is Mitchell Cody, who had just come on the field. Cody looks to go one-on-one, passes up top instead, and no angle there for a shot from Nick Marshall, so they push it in behind the net, and it's turned over as UT will put it back in with 65 seconds left here in the third quarter. They started up the far side. And now a pass connects across midfield with Jack Baldwin. Baldwin being chased. Sends a pass for Ian Noonan instead, as the Spartans take it in behind the Eagles' net. And this is McParlin. Pass connects, and a nice save made there by Hansen. And Embry Riddle tries to start back, but they're going to turn it over, as we're down to 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Spartans with 19 goals, which was their total in the last game. The win here on Wednesday night, that was a 19-6 final, and they score And flags fly at the same time. 2.6 seconds left in the third. The score to make it 20-5. And so now this officially is UT's highest scoring game of 2019, as those 19 goals the other night had been the season high thus far. And now they score with 2.6 seconds left in the third. And that is the second goal of the game for Nicholas Iano. And the horn goes to end the third quarter of play. And our score after 3 quarters of play, 20-5 in favor of the Spartans.
Congratulations, Kevin.
For fresh made hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, their subs are made the firefighter way, served steaming hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. Located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard, Firehouse, founded by firemen. If you're watching from a Embry Riddle perspective, thank you very much. Your team's next game comes up 1 week from today when they take on number 16 St. Leo. That will be a home game starting at 4 p.m. at the Embry Riddle Lacrosse field. And the teams, of course, will switch ends once again. And let's see if the Spartans perhaps will make another goaltending change. And so far we've seen B.J. Borowski start the game, and then Brian Karn took over for him until giving way to Anthony Caruso. And meanwhile, Embry Riddle, Lucas Frazier had played into the third quarter before finally being replaced by Angelo Hansen, who remains in the net for the Eagles. And indeed, we are going to get another goaltending change for the Spartans as Alexander Starr goes between the pipes to start this fourth quarter. Shots on goal to this point, 29-7 in favor of UT. And they had won 21 of 28 faceoffs through the first 3 quarters. And here comes Embry Riddle. Pass on the far side. And now back up top, Dalrymple. Holding on to it. Dalrymple waiting patiently. And now finally gives it up for Mitchell Cody. Cody back to Dalrymple again. And a shot coming, and it might have been deflected as it rolls out of play in behind the UT net. And the ball is back in now. Alexander Starr making his first appearance of the season for UT here this afternoon. As the Eagles have it, Coleman Jacobs on the far side. Jacobs being bumped back there by Jordan Bobo. Still with it, and now a pass up top. And a long shot coming, hit the crossbar. And a shot taken by Dalrymple. And that one will bounce out of play on the far side of the field. It's turned over as UT will put it back in. Joe Carey over there on the far side. And gives it to Kyle Rignola. They'll play it back to the goaltender Starr. And now the near side of the field, Harrison Bliss up ahead with it. Jack Baldwin, and a whistle as it's turned over. And so Embry Riddle quickly going back the other way. They push it across the UT line. Poindexter. Gage Poindexter has 2 of Embry Riddle's 5 goals. They've also gotten a pair from Mitchell Cody. And that is Cody with the ball now. And Cody sends it behind the UT net and gets it right back. Mitchell Cody being watched loosely there by Jack Baldwin. And now coming back to help him out, Kyle Jung. Cody trying to sidestep them both. Takes a shot that goes wide and out of play. As we're about 2.5 minutes into this fourth quarter. The teams combined for 11 goals in that third quarter, 7-4 in favor of the Spartans. Some discussion there as Jared Kane is waiting for the referee's whistle to restart. And we are going to have a penalty here to the Spartans.
And penalties number 3 here in Kowalski, 30 seconds.
A 30-second penalty against Harry Kilkowski of the Spartans. And you see that just that quickly, the Eagles able to convert on the power play, and they score to make it 20-6.
Embry goal scored by number 23, Gage Poindexter. Assisted by number 3, Mitchell Cody.
Poindexter completes the hat trick as Cody gets his 3rd point of the game, assisting on that goal. And now we get the face-off at midfield as they battle for it there. Joe Caputo for UT, and coming out of the pack, however, was Mark Urso, and now they lose the handle, so it goes for naught as the Eagles turn it over. And now the Spartans start back on the far side of the field. Kyle Rignola back to the goaltender, and Starr sends it up ahead to Mike Schwedis. Calling forward and receiving the pass, Killen. And Evan Killen crosses the Embry-Riddle line. Pass up ahead to Ciesla. And quickly they work it around the perimeter all the way back up top with Jack Baldwin. As Olerking has it now. Olerking on the run. And Embry-Riddle able to shut down the lane. And now down in the field, and some obvious trouble there. And while we wait for this injury, we'll here instead step away for a word from Doubletree.
At Doubletree by Hilton, we believe in nice. Not your okay, fine, just being polite kind of nice, but a genuine nice. The kind that's contagious, that you can't help but take with you. The kind of nice you want to share with others. But don't take our word for it. Come for a stay and help us prove nice travels. Book at Doubletree.com.
Here for the Andrews Spartan, number 19, Ty Olerking.
Ty Olerking, you see being helped off there. and some obvious problems with his right knee. This coming 3 minutes, 46 seconds into the fourth quarter. Ty Olerking being helped all the way to the bench on the sideline so that they can sit him down. And now they put it back in play. Spartans working here with a 14-goal lead. And a shot coming, and that one misses but is kept alive. And now a pass up top, and that one's going to go wide. As UT will make changes as Baldwin goes off, as does Evan Killen. And the Eagles try to advance it up the far side and do, as they connect successfully over there with Ian Hegblood. And now it's around the near side to Coleman Jacobs. Here's Mitchell Cody now. Cody being watched there by Ian Noonan. In behind the UT net, a pass in front. It's bobbled, and that one's going to go out of play. Possession remains with Embry Riddle. Putting it back in, Jared Kane. Kane being bumped there up top for Jacobs, and now quickly Dalrymple sends it over, and Cody scores. Mitchell Cody that is his third goal of the game.
Scored by number 3, Mitchell Cody. The goal was unassisted.
Unassisted with 9:38 left here in the fourth quarter, and score now 20-7. And a ground ball there following the faceoff. And let's see who's going to finally come out of the pack with it, as it's still free and whacked at by about 5 players over there. And the Eagles able to control. Gage Poindexter has it. Poindexter looking around and opts for Jacob Nielsen, who leaves it for Kyle Dalrymple, as Nielsen will head off the field. And on the far side of the field, it's Dalrymple. And wanting to shoot was Gavin Madden, but instead it's taken by Mitchell Cody, and it goes out of play. The Eagles put it back in behind the UT net. On the far side, that's Dalrymple. Trying to get around his check now. Another defender slides over to help out, and that one goes out of play as well. Possession remains with Embry Riddle. Mitchell Cody with it now. Cody being watched there by Joe Carey defensively. And the goaltender Starr comes out of his net to play it and gets it up ahead on the run to Kyle Rignola. Rignola checked there by Dalrymple, and finally leaves it for Borodiak. as it's held on the far side of the field. And now given to Luke Curran. This is Brett Beto. Gives it to Daniel Barrow on the run. Barrow takes a shot, scores!
The starting goal scored by number 88, Daniel Barrow.
And a very football-sounding 21-7 lead for Tampa now. And still just under 8 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. Officially 7:55 remaining. At Jimmy John's, they're freaks about fresh bread, meats, and veggies because that means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast. Jimmy John's, freak yeah. Spartans foiled there. They came down with another attempt, another opportunity, as they have outshot Embry Riddle 31-10. Both teams, you could say, making their shots on goal count. The overall shot totals, factoring in shots off goal, 44-20 in favor of UT. As the Eagles now look to start out of their own end. That's Kyle Eppel. And intercepted, wide open net, scores! Spencer Eiseman taking advantage of some sloppy play by Embry Riddle. And just like that, the Spartans make it 22-7.
The Spartan goal scored by number 36, Spencer Eisman. The goal unassisted.
Unassisted, obviously. And now the face-off at midfield. Joe Caputo doing the somersault in the face-off circle. And possession will be with Embry Riddle. Putting it in on the far side of the field, Gage Poindexter. And under the watchful defense of Ian Woodward. Makes his way towards the net, loses it, a ground ball, and picked up by UT. As Woodward's going to keep it himself. Now he has it knocked free. Woodward needs some help, and he'll play it back to his goaltender, Alexander Starr. Starr directing traffic. And quickly up ahead. And another UT opportunity there, as a shot by Jordan Bobo went out of play, and the Spartans put it back in from behind the Eagles' net. And that's Eiseman, who just scored. His pass connects, looking in front, no white shirts there. And now finally it's played back to Eiseman, and up top to Killen. Evan Killen beats his man, has a little room, and now opts for the pass. And running out of lane there was Garrett Nemitz. And this is Jack Baldwin. Baldwin puts his shoulder down. Baldwin heads towards the net, takes a shot, scores! Jack Baldwin with his second goal of the game. And the UT lead now 16, as our score is 23-7 with 5:45 remaining in the game. And we'll see Joe Caputo again out for this draw for UT against Sean Anderson. And Caputo wins that one. Keeps it himself, takes it across the line. Caputo takes a shot, And a stop made there by Hansen as Embry Riddle quickly crossing midfield. Now they'll send a pass over. That's Ian Hegblad. On the far side, Dalrymple. Dalrymple sends it behind the net. And waiting back there was Jared Kane. Kane goes back behind the net. Now he'll try the other side. Gavin Madden. And here's Connor Bullock. Madden up top. Cody. Over for Dalrymple. Dalrymple, they close the door there. Has to try the other side. This is Jared Kane. Kane, his pass is knocked down. And the Spartans able to come away with it. Nice play by Ian Noonan defensively for UT, knocking that one down, forcing the turnover. And UT starts back. They cross midfield. Pass on the far side. That's Kevin McParlin. And now Owen Matukas. Back to McParlin and behind the net. Max Lambert to McParlin again. UT still making changes. And there's a shot that's going to go out of play. Possession remains with UT. Florida Orthopedic Urgent Care. Give it up to the Spartan team of physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute, Florida's largest orthopedic group, and to Dr. Seth Gasser and his sports medicine team for keeping our players active and safe on and off the field with their Ortho Urgent Care located just minutes away in South Tampa. Behind the net and trying to get a shot off, and now wide open calling for it, getting it. A shot taken there by McParlin, and a good save by Angelo Hansen, who saw it all the way. And Embry Riddle tries to start out of their own end. Up ahead now, Michael Forte crosses midfield for Mitchell Cody. Cody, as Embry Riddle will make some more personnel changes. And he's waiting for those legs to get out on the field. Connor Bullock with it. And there's a shot. They score. Gavin Madden beats Alexander Starr from long distance. And it makes the score 23-8 with 2:53 to go in the game. University Dining Services by Sodexo allows you to choose from 27 dining stations serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for their variety and hours. Both teams have scored 3 times now here in the fourth quarter, as the score sits at 23-8 and inside the final 3 minutes of this game. And what has been UT's first SSC game of 2019, as Embry Riddle in control here outside the UT line. Now they send it in to Dalrymple. Both teams making some changes. And out comes Connor Bullock for Embry Riddle. They send it instead to Gavin Madden. Madden looking behind him sees Mitchell Cody having just stepped on. And now he sends it to Bullock. Behind the net. That was Jared Kane. Give it back to Bullock. Bullock, his pass connects with Jacobs. They quickly move it to the other side of the field. And in behind the UT net. And a bounce pass misses. 4 of them chase it. Let's see who gets there first. And it's turned over. No. The official signals Embry Riddle possession. Sailport Waterfront Suites is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort, located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. Sailport is a refreshing alternative to typical box hotels with its spacious rooms and waterfront relaxation. Sailport Waterfront Suites is an official partner of UT Athletics. Gavin Madden with it now for Embry Riddle to Coleman Jacobs, who takes it down to the corner. Jacobs is going to go in behind the UT net. Calling for it is Connor Bullock. Let's see if he sees him and is able to get it to him. No, it's turned over. As we approach the final minute of play here in the fourth and final quarter. UT quickly on the move. Opportunity in front. They score! Owen Matukis with just inside 58 seconds left. And the Tampa lead 24-8. For generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Stop by for an original glazed donut or other variety paired with a hot coffee. Visit the nearest Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme, serving hot donuts now. Let's see if this is going to be the final face-off of this game. UT dominating in face-offs 24-11. And you see the Spartans with the ball once again and not slowing down as there's an opportunity in front. It's lost. And do the Eagles have it? It's still free for them. Chase it. Now it rolls in behind the Eagles net. And the Spartans able to pick it up. They send it in behind the Eagles net. Now there's a shot taken. It goes wide and out of play with just 27.3 seconds left. And putting it in will be Max Lambert. And gives it to Cecila. And out in front, a shot. That one goes wide and out of play, and a flag is thrown. So with just 17.9 seconds left, we're going to have a penalty, I believe, against Embry Riddle. And the official heads over to the scorer's table.
Eagles penalty to number 34, Charles Pollock. 1 minute for unnecessary roughness.
And indeed, the call is against Charles Pollock of Embry Riddle. 1 minute for unnecessary roughness. So let's see if the Spartans just kill off the clock or if they'll try to get a power play goal here to hit the 25 goal plateau. They toss it into the corner. It looks like they're going to be content. And no, they score! Well, there's 0.4 of a second left on the scoreboard. I believe it went in even before that. But in any event, a power play goal scored by Kevin McParlin. The assist goes to Cecila, and that makes the score 25-8. So they do take advantage of the late penalty against Embry Riddle. And it'll be academic here as the horn goes to end the game in a huge UT victory here this afternoon as they play their first Sunshine State Conference game of 2019 in grand fashion, winning 25-8 against Embry Riddle. Leading the way was Andrew Q with 5 goals and 3 assists. And the scoring parade was quite long for UT. It's worth noting that Nicholas Ianu, as well as Jack Baldwin and Colin White, did have 2 goals each. Beyond that, a barrage of players with single tallies each. Embry Riddle got 3 goals each from both Gage Poindexter and Mitchell Cody. But make no mistake, this game was all UT. They won every quarter, 6-0, 7-1, 7-4, 5-3, a final of 25-8. And UT's record improves to 6-4 overall, while Embry Riddle falls to 8-4. And one final reminder, UT will remain home and will play on Wednesday night. That's March 27th against Florida Tech, a 7:30 face-off over in Pepin Stadium. I'm Bruce Wozniak, thanking you for watching. Have a great day.